uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom. G'day guys, if you want to set your DMRs up correctly in PUBG Mobile and have a wonderful, wonderful CQC build for your sensitivity, this is the build for you. I'm going to show you how to set up your hybrid sensitivity build. It's a hybrid build because it's something I've developed that has very low standard sensitivity settings that you can just grab. I think they come out at 80% TP camera. And then you fiddle around with it while enabling aim acceleration, horizontal aim acceleration. And you end up with this weird thing where you can actually just spank the crap out of DMRs, still have good sprays, and be able to cover targets in very, very tight spaces, like inside of 3 feet. I'm going to show you setting it up on the training ground, how I did that, why it's a good thing. And then I'm going to show you some clips of me using DMRs today, just starting out with this build. And it's a lot of fun. And it's something that I think that could be worth trying for you. I've got so quick at setting sensitivity up that it was well worth trying for me. Let's go. So I want to talk a little bit about something here, which is why I'm making this video. And this is my sensitivity settings. I've changed them again. What I've done is I've gone to a hybrid sensitivity setting. I don't know if I can find the clip. If I can, I'll put it in here. But I've died a lot lately where I'm in really close proximity to bad guys. Like basically coming around a corner and I can't get them in front of me because I can't move the mouse quick enough. And that's because I don't have horizontal swipe acceleration enabled, because I don't want that. I hate getting in fights like this and turning too fast. So what I've done instead is I've turned my sensitivity settings down to low, which is where you can see here, and then I've customized it down all the way to 57% my TPP horizontal movement. Like my movement, my TPP no camera is so low. And then, and bear with me because there's a couple of other things here I want to talk about. And then I've actually set it up so that the horizontal swipe acceleration is enabled. The other thing is, after watching Sheepan's video on the CQC stuff, the headshots, because obviously the scope, how do I explain this? There's a thing called zeroing in the scope. Now you can see it clearly with the Graza. Okay, so the scope, the area where the gun is firing from is the barrel. But look how far above the barrel the scope is. So there's two lines that are meeting at some point, and where they meet is the zero. So PUBG Mobile, when your scope is pointing there, the 2x is pointing there, the bullet is actually hitting the helmet because it's rising up through that line to meet from below. So it's actually coming in from below. Now you see, this means that up until now, I've always been setting my guns up to basically be able to have the recoil low. But what I actually want to do here is I want a little bit of bump. I want it to bump so that I'm doing a lot of shots here because they're all headshots. So if I'm like hip firing and going in just above the scope, like just above, that's a headshot. Look at those headshots. They're all above the target. But the 0 point is through the target. So I don't mind a little bit of rise in my recoil at the moment, where it's climbing up a little bit higher than you'd expect because it's actually helping my headshots. So we're going to try that out. And I've been working on these custom sensitivity settings. So that's the CQC side of things, where I'm actually making the movement quicker for close quarters spins, but slower. Now the problem with all of that, I thought, was it'd spoil my gun settings. But what I found was having very, very low sensitivity settings with horizontal swipe acceleration enabled, and then fine-tuning down my ADS sensitivity on my DMRs, like my Mini 14, my SKS, gave me superb control on the Mini and the SKS. I was able to perform a lot better than I was without horizontal swipe acceleration. Now, this is not a perfect world. There are a few things that don't work here, but I will show you some clips of just today getting used to these settings, and they're only going to get better. okay? This is only going to get better. And this is something to, if this is a problem you're having, this could be something like if you're having problems with your DMRs or you want to focus more on DMRs, this is the kind of setup that you'd really like to run. The SKS was the big surprise to me. You're going to see in this short clip, this was the first game after I changed these settings. And this particular clip here made me a believer, where I was just scanning. And this is a SKS, not a Mini 14. Whoa. Let's watch that again. Because this, I was like, there was not much movement on it. If you slow it down, you can see just, that's a fully stepped on SKS. So I thought, this is really something. And I found my SKS accuracy and ability improved tremendously, particularly that 4x kind of 150 range. It got filthy. The 6x out to 200 was pretty good. I still have to work on this, and it's not perfect yet. I mean, obviously, you've got to pick the right direction. I mean, if they move left, it's hard to do. But I'm now going to show you the mini stuff. Now, my mini was already consistent before, but this is a whole new level. I'm able to step on this thing as much as I like. And even with 6Xs and 8Xs, it just climbs back. Like, it really does. I lose him in the trees, but I see a little bit of movement there. We get him back. It's shots like this. 1,000 meters a second bullet speed. By the time the first one hits, the others, if they're not at 120 milliseconds, by the time the first one hits, they're dead. Like, it's coming in, and the ability for it to step on it, like it's like running a full spray right now. This, like, I've knocked both those dudes, and then I just peek out here, quarter it off until I get a nice angle on that bloke, find him, and we do the same thing to him again. Filthy. It's a disaster for the bad guys. So that's my hybrid build. It's not hurting my sprays too much. The one thing that it doesn't work well with is because your camera is so low, when you look up in the air, you look up in the air at 57% TPP camera, the lens, when you look up in the air, it is torture. It's really not good. And I don't know the way around that. I can't really figure out where I want to go with that. But I do think this is something that is well worth exploring. I'm a little hesitant generally with the whole aim acceleration stuff. I don't know. Also, I don't know if they're bots or not. Like, the bot thing at the moment is killing me. I had a 28 kill, 3.5K game last night, and 7 real people. The rest of them was crazy bots jumping around at 200 meters. Anyway, and the DP28 right now is just, watch this DP28 hip fire. So freaking good. Just so good. So very, very good. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so this is like a hybrid build. It's very different from my normal sensitivity settings, and they've been working. And anyone, this is a mix. Like all these sprays and things are a mix of those two settings. This is on the new hybrid builds. This is clearly the AUG has very good recoil though, so but it's not moving much there. You know, that's a pretty good spray. If you can do that, you can make a living. I don't love it as much in the mid-range for spray ARs. I like it way more for the hip fire. And it swings and roundabouts. I found it very difficult to get everything the way I want it in PUBG Mobile. I mean, I just switched to the North American server because I got sick of the Conqueror ESP no grass guys that I was running into consistently on Asia, and I've now found that I'm dying to desync them. Like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Anyway, if you like this video and you like these kind of experimental forays into the settings of PUBG Mobile that might actually help you set your DMRs up correctly, maybe give it a like, maybe subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a comment below on exactly what you'd like to see, and I'll see if we can kick that down the road and do the business for you. Don't forget to tune into the live streams every Sunday and Thursday evening NA time. Those are our regulars, 2 weeks, and they do really, really well. We have a lot of fun, a lot of giggle. We played Miramar today a lot. We had a bit of a grind, and that was fun to do something different. Done the challenge wheels lately, where we do shotgun runs and all kinds of crazy stuff, pistol only, John Wick, that kind of stuff. Maybe next week, if you've got some ideas on that, pop them in the chat as well, and we'll do it. And I just want to thank you all for continuing to support the channel. We've had a real little growth spurt here in the last month or two as we've done daily content. And I think it's a testament to you guys that you've stuck around for 5 years. An absolute potato by me to continue to do PUBG Mobile stuff. Anyway, I'm Bushka. Look after yourselves. Stay safe on the battlefield. Be nice to everyone else that you can be nice to. It's better to smile. Smile, even though you're crying on the inside. Bye for now.